Bluesfantv, I'm here with Mark. Big shout out to Mark, all the way from
Ireland.
Yeah. Imagine, bro. Imagine all the way from Ireland, bro.
Yeah.
3-0 down, at the Dixon Stadium, bro. Wow. How do you feel about this game, brother?
I'm actually lost for words after that performance, to be honest with you. I actually think from the first half, I think we were a little bit less in the game. But in fairness, the only thing I ever take from the positive way is that Estevao in the second half made a difference. You could see he came on the second half, made a huge difference. But from the first half point of view, there was no words to describe how much this team actually displayed out in that performance. But I think from the first minute to the last minute, there was no intensity, there was no fight, there was no character from whatsoever, especially from 1-0 down, even before half-time. There was no sniff for an equaliser. João Pedro was literally running around like a headless chicken, didn't even know how to literally come up with a ball right in the middle of his feet and actually break a ball literally in the counter-attack. But Neto, to be fair, I thought did all right. Palmer was nowhere near the level he was compared to last season, compared to right now. But when Estevao came on in the second half, it might have brought somehow a little bit of life back into the game before Everton killed the game off at the very end. Yeah. But, as I say, it's like this. Is this team capable of getting top 5 for getting Champions League football next year? Not a hope. But I'll be very surprised if Rosina is in the club next year, to be honest with you. But something has to change from here at the end of the season, if not then into next year. But Rosina is not a manager with experience managing the Premier League. You can see it like. But you need a manager who needs to manage in the Premier League with more experience, more quality. Something like Maresca had, in fairness. He knows the platform, you see, with this project. Give him time to adapt, you see. But Rosina felt like it was more hit the ground running, get more consistency and get more results and get more points on the board, and next thing thrive on and get top 5. But I actually can't even see this team getting obviously for top 5 next year.
Honestly, I do agree with you. How do we describe this crisis, bro? Because honestly, 4 games, losing 4 games, we've considered 12 goals. It looks like we're not even looking at things and looking at ourselves and feel embarrassed, to be honest, because I feel like 2-0 down should have been the maximum we should have done today.
Even 2-1 if we've set exercise
but after 2-0, we're still, very much open to concede another goal. I feel for Sanchez, to be honest.
I feel for Sanchez. Yeah.
When you look at the goals, it's just disgraceful. It's like the defenders are just really open to just expose him and let the ball go in.
I totally agree with you. And whatever drives me insane, right, even from the first half I saw it, why are they playing from the back the whole time? Playing from your back 4 back to Sanchez, even was it the first 10 minutes, like when Sanchez got the ball back to his feet, could have easily conceded the first, was it 5 or 10 minutes in, and after that then, when they're playing the ball back to Sanchez, you're literally under pressure from Everton to allow you on the counter to and putting pressure on you, to break teams down, you see. But I don't know, man, where we're going to go from here until then, I don't know. I think this team to me is more capable of challenging for Conference League football the way this performed. But I think for me now, if I've settled for Europe football next year, I have to with no choice. But from the level we are in the top 5 level, there's nowhere near the level at all, to be honest. But the only positive I would take out of this was Estevao came on. Estevao came on, made a little bit impact in the game, more drive, more energy, more belief, even if it's an equaliser. Maybe 2-1 for enough wasn't bad, but 3-0 down, just more disintegrating, more belief down, so it has. But I don't know. I'm literally disappointed.
Let's come back to Rosinho, because you said it earlier. He is not at the level of Premier League manager. Yeah. Do you think at this junction we need to go all out there and sack him? Because when something is not really working out, I feel like we need to save his career, in my own opinion, because if he keeps going like this, it's going to be really, really bad for him.
It is, of course. Yeah.
Because after these last 4 games, it shows that he's not on the level. He can't cope with the pressure of what is coming in his, in his way. Yeah. So why do you have to keep someone like that? Someone that cannot,
It's the pressure for him. I get that at the same time, but I mean, for the last 3 games, there's the damage line against PSG. That was literally the ending point for literally the quality we have and the structure and the belief we had. Even throughout the whole season, we dropped so many points from home, draws at home. We lost points to Leeds, Burnley, and the damage line, as I say, against PSG. Newcastle, to me, was literally a shock from what I've seen. Tonight was literally a different level of what I've seen of what happened tonight. But this, to me, felt like sack Rosina tomorrow morning. But I think obviously going to stick him on to the end of the season now and see what happens. But it'll be interesting to see how they're going to get that 5th spot for Champions League football next year. But as I've seen with that performance tonight, I can't see it. But we don't know what's going to happen from the end of the season, to be honest with you. But
honestly, I'm even happy that we're going international break. I feel like maybe we're going to be refreshed. And maybe when we come back, a little bit of things is going to work out. Maybe the Blue Coat are going to talk to the boys or something. But because I feel like something needs to change, bro.
Something needs to change.
Because I feel like this international break is even a privilege for us because we're going to keep getting hammered. If something doesn't break in between, we're going to keep getting hammered because this guy now, to me, are getting used to losing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Look, from a Chelsea fan point of view, I've been so many matches down through the years, this is literally the worst of the worst ever I've seen tonight. If we lost this match 2-1, fair enough, there still was a bit of intensity in the match and we lost by only 1 goal. But 3 goals tonight was literally just a disaster tonight. And the fact that, as I say, there was no character, no belief, but I also think as well there was no leadership in this team. You need something like a Thiago Silva, you need something like a Gunnar Kante, just to bring passion and belief and drive into this team. But we don't know. But as you say, as international break comes up, refresh the team, then let Racina go away and study what needs to be solved, work on the defence, obviously goalkeeping wise from conceding goals, but we don't know, but hopefully, fingers crossed, something will change. But as you say, we're on for the next couple of games ahead, my friend. So all the best, my friend.
Thank you very much.
I'll take